Hello and welcome back after a long time of making no videos at all. I was really busy. My brother's computer got exploded and I had to return it for the warranty because the power supply apparently exploded, and I had no time to record any videos because, as we all know, replacing a power supply in a desktop computer, it's not an easy job. You have to take all the wiring outside and redo basically all the wiring and replace the power supply itself. Alright, so now everything is back on the track. I received a cool request actually. I don't remember, was it yesterday or the day before, by Mr. Adax AX. He requested it on my Snapchat. He wanted a very quiet car, and he wanted also to be similar to an electric car. He wanted so quiet and also so economical. He said 25 mpg, but come on, 25 mpg is an easy number. A V8, a V12 can do that easily. No, so I'm gonna push the limits of any eco car to its max. As you can see, this is the car that I've chosen, this coupe, or this coupe as you'll call it. So it's a city car. It's a city car slash eco slash sporty at the same time. So it's a perfect combination for a city daily driving eco coupe. This is the chassis that I've chosen. It's an aluminum panel material with monocoque chassis type, light, advanced, high strength steel, as you can see for the chassis material. Front transverse the engine placement, which means the engine is sitting not longitudinal, not in a line, not in what do you call it, not in a long line, in a wide line. I'm not really good at these phrases, but you know what I mean. You know what does front transverse mean? McPherson struts in front. I want to make it compact and cheap to make. I don't want to make it expensive. But yes, the rear I'm using multi-links because apparently multi-links doesn't make the car bottom out. They has been designed perfectly, and even if you lower the car extremely to the ground, it will not bottom out. And that's the best. This is the unique thing and the best thing about using multi-links in the rear. Zero quality here. I know that multi-links are expensive to make, and they are not really cheap, but they are compact, they are sporty, and they are also comfortable, and they are lightweight. They aren't really that heavyweight. Moving on, this is the engine that I made. It's a V6, as you can see, 60 degrees 6-cylinder engine with magnesium block. Yes, magnesium. I know that it's a little bit expensive, and the engineering time, actually the engineering time for the aluminum silicon is less than a cast iron. Wow, I've never looked at this. So I'm using magnesium because basically it's the same engineering time as cast iron, and it's much lighter. As you can see, the cast iron is 31.1 kilograms. This one is only 16, nearly half the weight. I'm using a stroker engine, so basically this engine has bigger stroke than bore, 91.1mm on the stroke and 68.3mm on the bore, which equals a 2-liter V6 engine. Dual overhead camshafts with 4 valves per cylinder, aluminum silicon heads with variable valve lift technology, and I'm using cast iron crankshaft with cast connecting rod and low friction cast pistons, so I can give it extra fuel efficiency and extra fuel economy. So basically, less friction means the less energy is needed to move the pistons up and down. That means lower fuel consumption. Zero quality on the internals. 9.1 to 1 is the compression ratio, with 10 on the camshaft itself. So it's a tiny camshaft designed for low RPM torque. And the variable valve lift is in between. It's not really sporty and it's not very low. It's on 41, which will give it that extra power and torque at a little bit high RPM. Variable valve timing on all cams with zero quality here. Turbocharger with twin turbocharged with ball bearing internals. Intercooler that can support 364. Let me check something here. I actually can make it smaller. I did everything. I forgot to play with the intercooler. So 205 horsepower supporting intercooler, 28. As you can see, this is a very custom turbo setup. This is not fuel economy. I pressed it at first, but then I have designed this special turbocharger so I can give it that extra fuel efficiency. As you can see, 33.8%, 28mm on the compressor, 25.2mm on the turbine. The AR ratio is 0.904, and the max boost is 8.38 psi. So it's a tiny turbocharger. I'm using tiny turbochargers, but they are making good power and they are making the engine extremely efficient. Direct fuel injection with single throttle body and standard intake manifold and intake system. I'm using premium 95 octane so I can get extra room for ignition timing and compression ratio. As you can see, we are not using all the 95. I'm gonna fix that in a minute. The fuel mixture is all the way lean to the ground, 15, which is extremely lean, but the engine is running perfectly. We have no knocking issue. We have no issues whatsoever with the engine. 98 on the ignition timing, which is extremely advanced with 6,000 RPM. No, the customers hate actually increasing the RPM. As you can see now, this is where the request itself comes alive, because he wants the car or the engine to be extremely quiet. So I'm using short cast, single, not dual, exhaust pipes. I'm using bypass valves, but let me explain something to you. I'm using 2-inch exhaust diameter with 3-way catalytic converters and twin reverse flow mufflers. Some of you would say, why using bypass valves? It will make the engine more loud. Let me disable this option, and I want you to look at the loudness here. It's still the same, and the engine got extremely lower on power, and it's knocking because 2-inch exhaust pipe is not enough. It needs to be bigger, and bigger exhaust diameter will make the exhaust much more louder. So I'm gonna choose the bypass valves and keep the 2-inch exhaust diameter, which is tiny. Remember, this is a single pipe, and this way the engine is still very quiet, and we are using a tiny exhaust diameter. Remember, this is a single pipe. I'm using also 3-way. Some of you would say, why aren't you using the 2-way? I know that 2-way, it will make it extremely silent. I mean, it will get to I think 16, but it will kill the power and torque very much significantly. And also it will make the engine less fuel efficient. It will drop it to 31, and from 33.8 to 31, this is a really bad difference. I'm not gonna choose 2-way. I mean, I don't want to sacrifice fuel efficiency to drop the loudness value just by 1 point. So this is very perfect, and I've chosen +7 quality. So these are extremely good mufflers. These are excellent mufflers, and the catalytic converters is perfect. As you can see, +7 is a really high quality. I mean, we are talking about German quality here. +7. It's not cheap to make, and it's not easy to make. As we all know, German genuine parts are just the perfect parts for any car. Moving on, this is the final result: 134.49 horsepower at 6,000 RPM, 165 pound-feet of torque at 2,600 RPM. So the engine is torquey. It has been designed to be a stroker, a torquey engine, because it's a daily driving engine, and it's really reliable. 80 points. The service cost is very low, $360 only. 33.8% is the fuel efficiency, or as you will call it, fuel economy. The emissions are very low. Yes, let's fix the octanes. Can we increase the compression by 1 point? No, the engine will get no. Alright, so we can increase the no, the customers will hate it. I don't want the customers to hate it. No, keep it this way. What should we do? Should we increase? No, I'm not gonna decrease the. Yes, let's sacrifice some selling points by pushing in. Oh, actually, there is no point of doing that. No. No, it's perfect this way. No, also no. No, I don't want to increase anything here. Let's see if we can push the ignition. Alright, so the ignition is all the way 100. We are using 94.9, which is really close from to using all the octane, which is better now. And the engine has got more efficient, a little bit tiny of power boost. Let's fire up this puppy here. And yes, I forgot to mention something. Some of you would say, why don't you use an inline 4 engine, or maybe an inline 6 engine, or even an inline 3 engine? I know that, and I think it will get more economical, and I think it will get even less noisy. But the requested video by Mr. Adax AX is requiring me to use V8 or V6 only. So yes, that's why I've chosen the V6. I've chosen also this coupe, 2005 coupe or coupe body, zero quality on the body and the fixtures with this eco looking green color, and let me also choose it on the brake calipers. Okay, and as you can see, these are the fixtures that I've chosen. And yes, there has been a cool new update on the game. As you can see, there is this line here, or this panel here. As you can see, when you choose any fixture, you can tilt it, choose a reset scale, reset rotation to its default setting. You can rotate it 90 degrees, flip it horizontally or vertically, mirror it, switch lock. You can see delete it, undo, redo, lock it. If you're afraid of changing it by mistake, you can lock it. You can deselect it. As you can see, it's perfect now. The game is getting perfect by the minute. But these are the fixtures that I've chosen: these twin headlights, the twin grille, the logo, the daily running lights, the front lip, these side mirrors, the side door handles, the fuel filler cap, the antenna on the roof, these taillights, the logo, the license plate holder, and the single exhaust pipe. As you can see, it's very much simple and cool looking at the same time. I'm using these rims, as you can see. Now let's move on. I've chosen front wheel drive transverse, as you can see, with advanced automatic transmission with 6-speed. Yes, because this is the best one and the quickest one for this car itself. I mean, I tried 7, 8, 9 around the test track, and I know that it will give me less wheel spin. I know that, but it will make it extremely slow from 0 to 100, and it will make it even less fuel efficient, less fuel economical, and it will make it slower around the test track. So 6-speed is perfect for this engine. 217, as you can see, is the gearbox top speed with 51 on the spacing, vicious LSD or vicious limited slip differential on the front, zero quality here, radial hard long life tires with 170 front and rear, 15-inch is the rims, and 580 is the tire diameter with zero offset front and rear, alloy rims with zero quality here. Ventilated single piston in front with 270mm is the rotor size, and I'm using drums. Yes, my friend, drums. The City Eco customers love drum brakes, so I've chosen drums. Even in 2020, as you can see, zero, because there is no options for any kind of drums. 300mm is the drums, which they are very much huge. I mean, can you imagine 300mm drums? They are huge and heavy. They are not lightweight, I can promise you that. 44 on the pad type with 75% to the front and 25% to the rear of brake base, zero quality on them. Fully clad, cooling flaps for the active aero, 50-50 on the wings and 54 on the cooling airflow for the engine, 100 on the brake airflow, 0 quality here again. I'm using 2 seats, standard interior, and this is what it means standard. You can pause the video now and now so you can read what does it mean. Also the basic infotainment system, you can pause the video now. Alright, 0 quality here. And I'm using electric variable power steering with electronic stability control system or traction aid. Standard 10 safety, 0 quality here again. Progressive springs with semi-active dampers and active sway bars. This is a very custom suspension setup. Minus 1.6 degrees of camber in front, minus 1.5 degrees in the rear. 220 is the front springs. 220 front and rear actually springs stiffness, and the dampers stiffness are 1.60 front, 1.20 in the rear. Sway bars 3200 in front, 2400 in the rear. I know this is a long video, I know that. Let me just, I'm not gonna increase the ride height, it will be stupid to do that. Let's see, what should we do? I can, okay, that's better. Oh, I don't want that. No. Let's keep it like this. Alright, so 1.5 minus 1.5 degrees front and rear, 180 in front, 2 in the rear, 1.40 front, 120 in the rear, 2200 in front, 2400 in the rear, and 141 millimeters of the ride height and 0 quality here. And this is the final, you know, these are the options available on the car. As you can see, it will cost you, with 10% profits to the company, only $15,186, which is extremely cheap, and it can do 67.3 mpg, extremely high, and the emissions only 15. I mean, the car is extremely clean. Wow, I mean, by far this is the lowest number that I got so far. The car is pretty much extremely drivable. It has good sporty points, it has good comfortable points, you know, for standard and basic interior, as you saw. The Prestige is, you know, acceptable for an eco car, and it has normal safety to it. It's practical, it has good utility points, it's reliable, it has good environmental resistance, and it's pretty much cool actually. The test track, as you can see, this is an old number, I promise this will change. As you can see, it only weighs 849.5 kilograms, it's extremely lightweight. You can tow behind 1.5 tons, you can put 229 kilograms in it of cargo. You can also, let's see, the downforce in front is 6 kilograms, the rear is negative. Of course, it's front wheel drive, you don't need rear downforce. You only need front downforce, so you can make it stick to the ground. The brake distance is cool, and there is no brake fading. Let's see, 240 kilometers per hour is the official top speed for it. 7.39 seconds is the 0 to 100 time, and 15 seconds is the quarter mile time. Now let's see what kind of warning lights we have. We have the cargo, the car load capacity is low for the cargo volume, and yes, as you can see, we have now 3 notes down there. We have the blue light, which means note, which is okay, if you can ignore it. Consider, which means you can ignore it, but it's good to be fixed. And the red one, which is a big problem, no one can buy the car for it, which is, you know, a real warning light. So as you can see, the consider, which means the engine bay is very full. This is because we are using an intercooler. I know that this is an error they should fix. And the rear tires are wide. I know that. No one cares about the tires. The car load capacity is low. Let's fix that by increasing let's see, will this fix it? Yes. Increasing the ride height a little bit. That fixed it. And so the car is pretty much perfect now. I mean, I don't like this wheel gap here because of the, you know, the ride height, but remember, this is not a sports car, this is an eco car. And I also don't like the shape of the drum in the rear, but I have to choose it. I have to install it because the customers want that. Let's see. Now let's go to the test track and run it. It used to be 1 minute 33 seconds. I think it will get slower or faster. I'm not really sure, but this will change. Let's go. Alright, so we did it in 1 minute 31. Actually, it got faster, which is great news. Now the car is faster around the test track. It's lighter than before, and the top speed is good. It's better than before, and it's cheaper than before. Actually, when I started doing the video, it used to be 22,000. Now it's only 15. So actually, something has changed, but I didn't change anything. I mean, the quality, I kept it the same, the turbos are the same, but something has changed, significantly high. As you can see, the engine is looking great inside the engine bay. Here's the first turbo, and the second one is behind it. The car is looking great. It looks sporty and mean at the same time, and it's quick and it's cheap. Yeah, but now let's go to the other test track. Oh guys, there is some new things. Oh, at the first glance, I thought that there are some new test tracks. But this is an error in the game. I wish that if there were like an oval test track, that we can test any car top speed, an oval one. I mean the Gran Turismo 4 players, the people that played Gran Turismo, there used to be on the PlayStation 2 a test track called the Test Course, and it used to be like a big, huge oval that you can, run on it for hours and test any car top speed. I wish they can make it here. It will be extremely awesome to see or to test any car really top speed, and especially if you are designing like a hypercar with 400 kilometers top speed, it will be amazing. Now let's run it here and see what kind of time speed here. Alright, so we did it in 2 minutes 31.19. It's slow, I know that, and the video has taken its really long time, but I'm really happy with the end result, and I'm really happy with this car. It's really cool and sporty, and it's very economical, and it's very cheap also. So thank you so much guys for watching. Thank you so much Mr. Adax AX for your cool request. I'm really happy to see more cool requests, and please guys, I made a Patreon page so you can put your own requests over there. I mean, I really appreciate it because I want to organize this channel. I want to see your requests over there on my Patreon page. I mean, I will put the link in the description for it. You can go there, request your own videos. You can watch what is happening with your video, what time it will be uploaded. Because I want to organize this channel. I mean, because I'm really happy with the subscribers numbers go up, and I'm really happy with the viewing number also going up, but it's really getting difficult to read all the comments and to reply to them. But over there on the Patreon page, I can read all your comments because it will be organized, and I can read all your requests, and I can give you the exact time of the uploading, and I will give you any news that will happen with me, with the videos and everything. You know, everything happening with me right now. If I'm busy, if I can't record today, if it's holiday, if there's any problem, or if everything is fine. So thank you so much guys for watching. I'm really happy with the end result. If you enjoyed the video, please hit that thumbs up, and if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing and get subscribed. Share the video if you want to share it, and please visit my Patreon page as I mentioned. Check it out, it's good, and I put some special content on it, and I put every video that I release on YouTube, it will be over there also. So thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna see you very soon with more cool content, and please keep requesting, keep watching, keep those likes go up, keep those subscribers numbers go up, and I will be really thankful for you. Thank you so much, and goodbye my friends for now.